Some men spend years wondering if a woman is even remotely interested in them, music missing the signs that are staring them in the face every single day. The truth is, women are constantly sending signals, subtle, sometimes bold, that reveal when they're drawn to a man, but most men are completely blind to them. It's not about what she says directly. Music. It's about what she does, the little cues that escape most people's music attention. Attraction isn't always loud or obvious. A woman can be laughing at your jokes even when they're not funny, leaning in slightly when you speak, or finding excuses to touch your arm. And many music men dismiss these as coincidences. They're not. These are signals. Every glance that lingers a second too, music long, every subtle smile and every playful tease can be a window into her interest. The problem is that most men either overthink or underestimate these cues, often pushing themselves out of the very situations that music could turn into something real. Understanding these signs isn't about manipulation or playing games, it's about awareness. When you can recognize her signals, music, you gain a massive advantage, not to trick her, but to know where you stand and how to respond naturally. Men who read these signs well don't just save music time. They position themselves as confident, desirable, and in control of their interactions. In the next sections, we're going to break down the 8 unmistakable ways women show attraction. Music. From the way she looks at you to the subtle gestures she can't hide, each music signal is easy to notice once you know what to watch for. And together, music, they paint a clear picture of her interest. By the end, you'll no longer be guessing, hoping, or waiting for signs. You'll music see them, understand them, and know how to respond in a way that naturally draws her closer. 1. Eye contact music and gaze. The eyes are one of the clearest windows into attraction, and a woman's gaze often reveals more than words ever could. When a woman is interested, the way she looks at you changes subtly. It's not just about staring or glancing, it's about the quality and duration of the look. She might music, catch your eyes from across the room, and hold them just a moment longer than normal. A tiny music spark of curiosity or intrigue flashing in her expression. Another key sign is repeated eye contact. Music. If she keeps finding reasons to look at you, even when you're not directly interacting, it's a strong indicator that she's drawn to you. Often this is paired with a small knowing smile or a quick glance away when you notice her. Music. The classic, "Did you see that?" moment. It's her way of testing your attention, and music subconsciously, she's gauging whether you notice her interest. Women also tend to use their eyes to communicate attraction without music saying a word. You might notice her pupils dilating slightly when she music looks at you, which is an involuntary physiological response to excitement or interest. Or she might blink more often, or her eyebrows subtly lift when you enter the room, signaling that you've caught her attention. Imagine music this. You're at a coffee shop sitting across from a woman you've recently started talking to. Every time you make a joke, she looks at music you, her eyes lighting up, and she quickly looks down or to the side when you meet her gaze. Not out of disinterest, but because she's aware of her attraction. Later, music, when you glance around the room, you catch her looking at you again, almost as if checking if you're noticing her. These small, repeated signals reveal interest far more than her words ever could. The key takeaway is this: eye contact is rarely accidental. When a woman consistently looks music at you, holds your gaze just a second longer than necessary, or sneaks glances when music she thinks you're not paying attention, she's signaling interest. Men who recognize these subtle cues can respond naturally. A music, confident smile, returning the gaze or engaging in conversation, creating an unspoken connection that moves the interaction forward effortlessly. 2. Body language. Body language is one of the most revealing signs of attraction, often speaking louder than words ever could. When a woman is drawn to a man, her posture, movements, and small gestures, music, tend to change in ways that are almost instinctive. She may unconsciously lean in closer when you speak, subtly mirroring your movements, or angle her body toward you, even in a crowded room. These are natural signals of interest. She's showing without saying it that she wants to be near you. Pay attention to the way she uses her hands and arms. Open gestures, music like uncrossed arms or lightly touching her own hair or neck while talking to you can music indicate comfort and attraction. Conversely, if she's creating barriers, arms crossed, turning music away, it's often a sign that she's not feeling the same pull. Mirroring is another key clue. If she imitates your posture, tone, or energy, music, it's a subconscious way of connecting and signaling that she's in sync with you. Small touches are perhaps the most telling. A light tap on your shoulder, brushing against your arm, or playful nudges during conversation aren't accidental. They are ways, music, of testing physical comfort and subtly signaling interest. Men who notice and respond to these gestures naturally create a sense of closeness and mutual attraction. Picture this. You're at a small gathering talking to a woman you like. She's laughing at something you just said, her body tilted slightly toward you, her legs crossed in your direction. Every time you move or shift in your seat, she mirrors the motion almost without thinking. Later, when the conversation grows more personal, she lightly touches your arm as she emphasizes a point. These small, instinctive actions are clear signs she's interested. Her body is speaking a language she doesn't even have to consciously control. Understanding body language is about noticing patterns, not one-off actions. A single lean or accidental touch doesn't mean attraction, but repeated gestures, mirrored movements, and subtle closeness point strongly to her interest. Men who can read these signals gain a huge advantage. They can respond naturally, reciprocate the energy, and build a sense of connection that feels effortless and magnetic. 3. Smiling and laughing. A smile can reveal more than 1,000 words. And when a woman is attracted, it becomes one of the clearest signals. But it's not just any smile. It's the genuine instinctive type that lights up her face and reaches her eyes. When she's interested, you'll notice her smiling more often around you than she does with others. The smile isn't forced or polite. It carries warmth, curiosity, and sometimes a hint of playfulness. Laughter is equally telling. A woman who's attracted will often laugh at your jokes, even the ones that aren't particularly funny. This isn't about blindly agreeing with everything you say. It's a natural reaction to enjoying your presence and feeling comfortable around you. She may also laugh lightly at teasing or playful comments you make, signaling that she's open to interaction and engaged in the moment. Subtle differences matter here. Watch for the timing of her smiles and laughter. Does she smile immediately when she sees you or laugh in response to even small jokes or remarks? These are signs that she enjoys your company and seeks moments of connection. Imagine this. You're having coffee with a woman you're interested in. You make a light joke about something that happened earlier in the day. She laughs, not just politely, but with a sparkle in her eyes. Later, when you comment on something unrelated, she grins again, her body slightly leaning toward you. Over the course of the conversation, you notice she frequently smiles when your eyes meet, and her laughter grows more natural as the interaction continues. These aren't coincidences. They're her way of expressing interest without saying it outright. The takeaway is simple. Smiles and laughter are indicators of enjoyment and attraction. Men who notice these signs can respond naturally, smile back, laugh with her, or engage playfully, creating a feedback loop that strengthens connection. By tuning into these subtle but consistent signals, you can understand her feelings better and know when she's genuinely interested, giving you the insight to approach the next steps with confidence. 4. Attention and engagement. One of the most revealing signs of attraction is how much attention a woman gives you. When a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't just listen, she engages. She makes an effort to be present in the conversation, asking questions, responding thoughtfully, and following the thread of what you're saying. It's not about being polite. It's about genuinely wanting to be part of the interaction and showing that she values your words. You've probably noticed it before. Sometimes you can tell when someone is only half listening, checking their phone, glancing around the room, or giving short, distracted responses. That's the opposite of what an attracted woman does. When she's drawn to you, her attention is focused, even in casual or busy environments. She remembers details you've mentioned before, brings them up later, and shows a clear interest in your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This kind of focus goes beyond surface level conversation. It's her way of signaling that you matter to her. Engagement also shows up in how she interacts with your energy. If you're excited about something, she mirrors that excitement, reacting with interest and curiosity. If you're more serious or reflective, she adjusts her tone and behavior to match, demonstrating empathy and connection. This isn't conscious manipulation. It's a natural response that comes from attraction. Another subtle signal is how often she initiates conversation or interaction. She doesn't wait for you to reach out every time. She finds ways to connect, whether it's through text, social media, or in person. She seeks moments to communicate, to be part of your day, and to share experiences. This consistent effort shows that you're on her mind and that she wants to maintain a connection. Lastly, the way she prioritizes your presence can speak volumes. If she genuinely wants to spend time with you, she will shift her attention, adapt her schedule, or make small accommodations to be around you. She doesn't do this out of obligation. She does it because she wants to engage, connect, and invest in your interactions. Understanding attention and engagement is crucial because it's about recognizing effort and presence. When a woman consistently gives her focus, shows curiosity, and matches your energy, it signals that she's not just interested in conversation, she's interested in you. Men who can read this can approach interactions with clarity, confidence, and a stronger sense of connection. 5. Playful teasing and flirting. Flirting isn't always loud or obvious. Often it's subtle, playful, and clever. And when a woman is attracted, she uses it instinctively. Playful teasing is one of the easiest ways to spot interest. It's not meant to hurt or insult. It's a way to engage, create a connection, and test boundaries in a fun, lighthearted way. When she teases you, it shows she's comfortable around you and wants to interact on a level that's more personal than casual conversation. You might notice her poking fun at small things you do or say, but in a way that invites a response. It's a back and forth that feels natural and playful, not confrontational. This kind of teasing creates chemistry. It builds a sense of tension and attraction without needing to spell it out. Men who recognize this know that she's signaling interest even if she isn't saying it outright. Flirting can also show up in other small ways. She might compliment you indirectly, challenge you jokingly, or make little bets or dares. These behaviors reveal that she's thinking about how you'll respond and wants to engage with you in a fun, memorable way. It's a way of saying, I like your energy, and I want to see how you react music without actually putting it into words. Energy and timing are key. When she's genuinely interested, her playful teasing comes naturally and consistently. Music. It feels easy, effortless, and spontaneous. If it's forced or rare, music, it's less likely to indicate attraction. But repeated lighthearted teasing paired with smiles, laughter, or subtle touches signals that she's comfortable, engaged, and drawn to you too. Another point to notice is how she responds to your own playfulness. An attracted woman will reciprocate teasing music back, laughing, or escalating the banter. She won't shut it down or ignore it. Instead, she matches the energy, and music keeps the interaction alive, which strengthens attraction and builds rapport. Playful teasing and flirting are often overlooked, yet they're among the clearest signs of interest. Men who understand music, this can respond naturally, enjoy the interaction, and let attraction grow without overthinking. Recognizing these signals is about noticing patterns, music, energy, and consistency, all of which reveal genuine interest in a way that's both fun and unmistakable. Physical proximity. One of the most obvious yet often overlooked signs a woman is attracted to you is how close she chooses to be. People naturally give space music to those they're not comfortable with, but when she's drawn to you, she finds ways to close that music gap, even subtly. It's not about being invasive. It's about leaning in, positioning herself near you, or adjusting her body to stay within your personal space. Pay attention to how she moves in relation to you. If she shifts closer during conversation, sits next to you when she could easily choose a spot farther away, or angles her body toward you. Music. It's a clear signal that she enjoys your presence. Physical music proximity is an unconscious way of showing interest, testing comfort levels, music, and signaling that she wants to be near you. It's also in the small moments. Music. She may lightly brush against your arm, tuck her hair behind her ear while leaning toward you, or find music to stand near you, even in crowded settings. These actions aren't accidental. They are her body expressing attraction before words ever music do. Men who notice these details can better understand her interest and respond naturally without overthinking. Another important aspect is music consistency. One close movement could be random, but repeated attempts to stay near you or create subtle contact show intentionality. She's making a choice to share her space, music which is a direct reflection of comfort and attraction. You can also sense it in her responsiveness. If you move slightly, music, she might adjust her position to maintain closeness or match your movement, often without realizing it. This mirroring is another indicator that she's subconsciously drawn to you and music wants to remain connected. Recognizing physical proximity as a sign of attraction isn't just about noticing where she stands or music sits. It's about understanding the patterns, the small touches, music, and the moments when she chooses to be near you. Men who pick up on these cues gain insight into her interest. Music. And knowing this allows them to respond confidently, whether that's engaging in closer conversation, reciprocating subtle touches, or simply acknowledging the connection. Physical music proximity is a powerful unspoken language. When a woman consistently seeks closeness, it reveals comfort, music curiosity, and attraction. All signals that can help guide your interactions, music naturally and effectively. 7. Curiosity about your life. One of the music most telling signs that a woman is attracted to you is her genuine curiosity about your life. She doesn't just ask questions to be polite. She wants to know who you are, what drives you, and what makes you tick. She's listening closely, remembering details, and often brings them up later, music showing that you've made an impression. Too many men miss this entirely. They hear the music questions, but instead of recognizing interest, they brush it off as casual music conversation or politeness. That's a big mistake. When a woman goes out of her way to learn about your passions, your experiences, or even your daily routines, it's her way of signaling attraction. She's invested in understanding you beyond surface level interactions, and ignoring it is like closing your eyes to something that's music right in front of you. Curiosity can show up in subtle ways. She might ask follow-up questions, dig a little deeper into your stories, or express excitement when you talk about your hobbies, work, or goals. She's not just trying to fill silence. Music. She genuinely wants to engage and understand you. This is her way of connecting on music a deeper level, showing that she values your mind, your perspective, and your individuality. Men need to wake up to music this. Being in a conversation where she's curious about your life is a huge opportunity, but only if you notice and respond appropriately. If you ignore these cues, you risk missing a chance to build a meaningful connection. Respond with interest. Share more about yourself and let her curiosity guide the conversation. This not only strengthens attraction, music, but also shows her that you're confident and comfortable sharing who you are. Another important point is the consistency of her questions. A single question can be casual, music, but repeated thoughtful curiosity signals that she's truly interested. She's paying attention, remembering details, and wants to understand you on a level that goes beyond music small talk. Men who fail to notice this often end up music frustrated, thinking women aren't showing interest when the signals have been there all along. Pay attention, engage genuinely, music, and don't let this clear sign slip past you. Curiosity about your life is music, one of the strongest indicators that a woman is attracted, and recognizing it gives you the insight to respond confidently and deepen the connection. 8 subtle compliments, music, and signals. Not all compliments are spoken aloud, And not all signals of attraction are music obvious. Women often show interest through small, almost imperceptible gestures that hint at their feelings. These subtle signs can take many forms. A fleeting compliment about your style, a remark about something you've done well, or even a carefully chosen word that shows she's paying attention. The key, music, is that these actions are intentional but understated, giving clues without putting her on the spot. Men often overlook these subtle cues, assuming that if she doesn't say something bold, she isn't interested. That's a music huge mistake. Attraction is rarely announced with grand declarations in the early stages. It's whispered music through small, consistent behaviors. Music might compliment your laugh, notice your effort in your appearance, or comment on how you handle situations. Each of these is her music way of signaling appreciation and interest. Other subtle signals show music up in body language, tone of voice, or fleeting touches. A quick brush of the hand, a music soft nudge, or a slightly prolonged pause when talking to you can all be signs she's drawn music to you. These actions are unconscious yet meaningful. They create a connection without words, inviting you to pick up on the interest and respond naturally. It's also important to notice the consistency of these signals. Music. One compliment or one gesture can be accidental or polite, but repeated subtle signs indicate genuine attraction. She's making small efforts to communicate her interest, even if she doesn't want to make it obvious or risk rejection. Men who can recognize these signals gain a music advantage. They can engage with confidence, acknowledge the connection, and respond in ways that deepen music attraction. The lesson here is simple. Don't ignore the quiet signals. Many men fail to notice these small gestures. Music missing opportunities to strengthen a connection that's already forming. Paying attention, responding naturally, and valuing her subtle expressions, music of interest can create a magnetic dynamic that makes interactions music more engaging and meaningful. Subtle compliments and signals are like breadcrumbs leading you toward understanding her feelings. Men who are aware of them and who music respond thoughtfully not only recognize attraction, but also position themselves as confident and attentive, qualities that naturally increase her interest. The truth is, women send signals of attraction all the time, and if you can't notice them, it's not her problem. Music, it's yours. Most guys are blind to what's right in front of them, overthinking, misreading music signals, or ignoring the obvious signs because they're too focused on being cool or waiting for her to make the first move. Attraction isn't music a guessing game. It's a language, and if you're not paying attention, you're missing out on chances you'll never get back. Now, the real power comes when you start noticing these signs consistently. Eye contact, body language, smiles, engagement, playful teasing, physical proximity, curiosity, subtle compliments. They're all pieces of the puzzle. When you put the music together, you don't just guess if she's attracted, and knowing music changes everything. Confidence, timing, and response become natural, not forced. You start moving through interactions with clarity instead of doubt. And women notice that music energy immediately. I want you to take this seriously. Start observing, start recognizing, and don't let another opportunity pass by because you were too distracted, music hesitant, or unsure. Share your experiences in the comments, the times you noticed the music signs, or maybe the times you completely missed them. I personally read every music comment, and I'll reach out to connect, answer questions, and help you understand the patterns better. This is about creating a real connection, not just watching a video and moving on. If you found this valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, music, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next uploads. We're going deeper into these signals, breaking music down attraction and relationship dynamics in ways most people never talk about. Don't just watch, engage, learn, and become the man who notices what others don't. The signs, music, are there. The question is, are you awake enough to see